The area drought is having an impact on area producers. From the Cottonwood Extension District, Agent Stacy Campbell stops by to share some information for those dealing with the dry conditions on this episode of the Post Podcast.
There is it says Thirsty Cattle, We've Got Solutions. It's next Tuesday, August the 30th, over in Russell County at the Blunden Farms. There's going to be a demo and field day about kind of some alternative ways to get water to your livestock that are feasible, doable, that have been done. Stacy Minson, who's our watershed specialist, has put together that program. She's got some guest speakers. Herschel George, retired watershed specialist, but very, very knowledgeable on how to get some alternative water sources to your pastures, is going to be speaking, and I think they might have a little demonstration. And then they're also going to talk about management strategies for Johnson grass, haying and grazing conditions, managing feedstuffs and drought conditions, even some incorporating some cover crops into livestock operations to save on feeding days. That's next Tuesday, August 30th, beginning at 8:30 in Russell County at the Blunden Farms. The directions are a quarter mile north of Fairfield Road and then 179th Road. If you've got, and I guess you do need to kind of, I believe, let them know if you're coming by calling or texting Stacy Minson at 785-769-3297. So that's 769-3297 if you want to come to that demonstration and field day on watering sources and some grazing drought management for your livestock next Tuesday on the 30th.
Probably a very important topic. If you, even for a refresher, I would think probably
exactly.
a good idea.
Yep, for sure.
And speaking of water,
yes,
the lack of thereof is causing all kinds of havoc for our producers, isn't it?
Yes, because of the drought, yields aren't going to be great on our crops, and because of that, there's probably going to be some leftover nitrogen, phosphorus, nutrients in the soil. So before farmers plant the next wheat crop, it would be very, very beneficial to take proper soil samples to see how much is left over. Could definitely save you some money by knowing instead of guessing. And we have the soil probes, the bags, the forms, and everything. And we'll even mail them off for you if you'll take them and bring them back in. And if you got any questions on doing that, give me a call. Ideally, recommended to take 2 different samples, one from 0 to 6 for your phosphorus and one from 0 to 24 for your nitrogen, sulfur, and chloride. So before your next wheat crop, it's advisable to do that. And then you've got some time if you want for your summer crops. You can do that either after harvest this year or early spring, but something that will definitely pay big dividends each and every year by doing that and taking the guesswork out. And then, because of the drought, I know guys are worried about nitrates in their feed and their hay. Just remind them that even though you might lose a little bit of tonnage, I don't think you'll lose much. And I know the feed is short, but if you can raise the cutting height, the cutting bar up, those nitrates accumulate typically in the very lower portion of the stem. So instead of cutting it at 2-3 inches, if you can raise that up to 6, 7, maybe 8 inches, you can sure reduce the amount of nitrates in your forages, in your feed, in your hay. And then also we've got probes that you can come and borrow that hook onto a drill that you can probe into your bales. You can bring that hay back in and we'll send it off to the soils lab at K-State. They can also test for nitrates and test for protein if you want. And then you'll know what you have there. And, you can probably, if it still turns out to be high in nitrates, even after raising the cutting height, knowing what you have, you can, if you have some low nitrate hay, you can always grind it and dilute it. So that is kind of the deal, is dilution is the solution. If you've got high nitrate hay, but you've got some low nitrate hay, you can blend it together by, grinding it, and you can usually make that work. So, and then just a couple of, pointers because of the drought. Cull cows, wean early, preg check. Those are all things that can help extend your feedstuffs in the grazing season. And then wheat variety selection, that's coming up. Planting wheat, we've got information on our website, www.cottonwood.ksu.edu. Click onto the Crops and Livestock tab and then look under Hot Topics. We've got our local test plot information, the K-State Experiment Station, wheat performance variety test plots. Colorado State has a neat little decision tool that's easy to use. That is pretty cool. I would advise you to look at that. So we've got our resources there on our website for looking at your next wheat variety if you're looking at getting a different wheat variety. And then lastly, I mentioned this before, but since we're in a drought, good opportunity to clean out livestock ponds. Mm-hmm. If you do that, it's advised to put the dirt on the backside of the dam. If you put it up by the pond, it's going to go back into the pond eventually. So, and then also if it's leaking a little bit, if you'll pack it with a sheep's foot roller really, really, really well, that will generally do it. But you can also take a soil texture test if you need to, if it is leaking quite a bit, and see how much clay's in that soil. We can send that off to the soils lab, and then that'll help you figure out if you need to add basically some salt. And we've got information. We could talk about that if you need some assistance on your pond leaking. And I'm probably about out of time, and that's probably it.
Well, we're okay. I do have one follow-up. How do they, the producers out there, what's the easiest and best way for them to get a hold of you for your resources?
Oh, yes. Just give us a call, 628-9430, Monday through Friday, 8 to 12, 1 to 5. We also have voicemail, so I understand farmers work many, many hours. So if you think of something after 5, if you'll call, you should be able to get over to my voicemail and leave me a message, or you can just leave the message with Teresa and she'll give it to me. Email, my email is scampbell with just one L. So it's SCAMP as in Paul, B as in boy, EL at ksu.edu. But yeah, give us a call at 628-9430. And then if you want to look on our website, just type in Cottonwood Extension and you should be able to get it to pull up.